Alright, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, where to start? Well, let's probably say it like this. I'm a DCS online nut since 2009. Started out with Black Shark 1 and flying online ever since. I rarely fly single player. I did some missions in the A10C, but I most of the time fly multiplayer. Started out with co-op back in Black Shark 1 with the A10C, started co-op missions. So not the best pilot. Well, I'm not the worst either. I'm not the best pilot, but what I have compared to many others is like countless hours of multiplayer DCS multiplayer experience. And for me, it comes pretty natural to get all that knowledge together, which you need to attend a co-op mission or um, a PvP mission, which is run by several server providers and several virtual squadrons. So I know my way around. For me, it's not so difficult to find some TeamSpeak server of a squadron or contact the guys on the EagleDynamics forum. So yeah, as said, for me it's not such a big problem. But I recently encountered a lot of people um, who don't know what Blue Flag is, or don't know what SRS is, or don't know how to fix any problems of DCS, or they don't know some bugs or yeah, some special Eigenheiten. I don't know what Eigenheiten means in English. Um, yeah, well, let's say DCS is not so easy to just come by. It's not just you make 2 clicks and then you're on a server and play until you're fed up with playing and you stop again. You need to prepare yourself to get the best out of it. And well, for my side, with the new Normandy, I would like to start with the graphic settings. Um, yeah, okay. If you just take all the graphic settings from DCS, if you have an NVIDIA graphic card, you probably don't get the best. Um, you don't get the best performance out of it. I managed to get it around 50 to 60, well, sometimes 40, sometimes even 35 frames in heavy dogfights with heavy flak or AAA shooting around, lots of tracer firing, lots of ground units, 20 people on the server or 20 people plus on the server. But I managed to get it pretty nicely done. So that's why I go real quick on my special settings. I won't explain it very much. That I spend like countless hours to actually optimize it, and I'm pretty satisfied with it right now. I'll just quickly show you um, what I actually have done here. And if you like to do the same or try similar settings, you can rewatch. Hey, Shifty, you can rewatch the stream, scroll through it, and you probably can read what I actually have done here. So I created a shortcut to DCS 2.1 to the Open Alpha, which runs Normandy in Nevada, and I'll let several settings I'll let run by the NVIDIA control panel, as you can see here. And we just go down, that you can read all this. I give you just enough time, if you recap this, to press pause and see what I've done there. So that is basically what the NVIDIA driver and the NVIDIA software makes to my game. I do not utilize my full processing power because I'm streaming here. As you see, my CPU count is right now is at about like 20% of my CPU power for 30 FPS is used by my 6 700K. It's actually a really good processor. It was really worth the money. I can recommend it all the time. So that is basically what I'm flying with. I can stream with that. I don't have a dedicated stream card. Um, it's not specially overclocked. This is the normal turbo mode, 4.5 gigahertz normal turbo mode, and this is um, my GTX 970. As you can see, it runs here on 1316 megahertz GPU core clock. My memory clock is at 3715 and it uses 4000 megabyte, like 4 gigabyte, all the video RAM I have. I don't know. I don't have the 7700, but generally you can say um, core clock is more important than core count. So if you have like an 8 core processor with like 3 gigahertz, it will not run as good as a 4 core processor with 4.4 gigahertz. Really. Yeah, that's my experience over the years. So, okay, we don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. I showed you this. I'll scroll up again so that you can see this here again to compare it. If you go over the screen again and go a little bit more up. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. We close this and we don't need this anymore. We can adjust the multiplayer thing here. If you go with Shift Tab, the chat disappears. Sorry, Control Tab. Chat disappears, and with Control Tab you bring it back up. So, and when the window looks like this, you can drag it around wherever you want it. You can have the chat right here. I'll prefer it up left. So, and if you just press Tab, it makes it visible and invisible, but you can't write. If you want to write in the chat, you have to press left Control and Tab until the window is open. Make sure you got that little line here. You press in, you type here, yay, spam the chat. Sorry, I'm on several drugs. Actually, I'm not, just messing around. Okay, you can see here good frames in VR. Yes, that is. I can tell you that how to do that. Now you gotta ask some guys who actually have VR. I'm flying with Trek IR. So what you can see down here is an app. It's called Twitch to DCS. Jabbers made it. It is really, really nice. It is for streamers. I can disable it with a click of a button, and if somebody writes it, the chat pops up again. So if I'm not actually dogfighting, I will never miss a message. All right, so we're actually here on the Blueflag server. As you can see up there, and several distances, I have like 55, something a little bit 40-ish, 35, something like that. But it is good enough for me to look around fluently, to actually fight, you know, check 6 or check the other 6 or check 12 high or check down there, zoom in, watch everything. It works pretty good. It's actually amazing just taking off here. So now I'll disconnect here and show you my graphic settings, which I have actually in game. They optimized something on the server on the Blueflag map, DCS Israel, Blueflag World War II. They actually updated something, and I could tune up my graphics a little bit. So these are my graphic settings, which I will use to fly today and test it a little bit more. I'm generally very surprised that it runs that good. I was even able to turn flat terrain shadows again on again, and the high terrain textures. The rest was the same all the time. And I put some clutter and grass back in. I put some chimney smoke density back in. So, and I will find out if that is really practical, but I'm 95% sure we can fly with that. Okay, so DCS World War II Blue Flag. It's actually not a map from DCS. It's something which is made by the guys from BuddySpike. You see here, buddyspike.net. Go on the home page. Recently, I did not see much action here because the World War II Blue Flag, which formerly was known as Operation Case Blue, which ran on the Caucasus map. It's already 1.5 years ago, I guess, and is now transferred to the new Normandy map, which is on DCS 2.1. It's the open alpha. As I mentioned earlier, it runs Nevada and Normandy. Yes, what is Blue Flag? Blue Flag, in my opinion, is the most dynamic mission online PvP mission which is out there in the whole DCS multiplayer world right now. There is as well a Blue Flag for normal for the Caucasus map with modern jets like this, but we're not talking about that in this kind of tutorial. I call it kind of tutorial because I never did a real tutorial, and so I'm not very organized in that. I'm talking wildly around, jump to topics, and yeah. But you will be able to find out all the important knowledge you need. So first of all, old school, if you want to communicate with guys online multiplayer, you go for TeamSpeak. If you're on buddyspike.net, up here, left corner, you see a TeamSpeak viewer where you have the IP. I can tell you the password is Raygun, as far as I know. We can look that actually up. Favoriten verwalten, which would actually be... Wait, what was it? BuddySpike. Yeah, that would be probably be Raygun. Yeah, totally failed. But I think it's Raygun. I think it's even written in. In the server description. All right. Okay. So we connect on BuddySpike. Look at that. There you have the simple radio IP for the modern jet thing, but we will not go over that. If you're the TeamSpeak guy, I recommend, if you want to fly on Blue Flag, I recommend to just hang around here in either one of the red channels or one of the blue channels. There are no dedicated channels for the World War II Blue Flag yet. I think they will do that sooner or later, but right now it's just practical if you hang around here in one of the red channels or one of the blue channels. Depends on the side you pick. Alright, put that aside. Maybe I'm already seeing here. We'll check that. Nah, it's not actualized right now. Okay, so Blue Flag. A very nice thing from Blue Flag is that they have an online tool, which I will click now and use to actually show you what a dynamic campaign looks like in DCS. Generally in DCS it is like if you load up a mission and the mission is over and you restart the mission, it begins with the same starting situation the mission was actually built. This is not the case in Blue Flag. If you fly a mission here on the server and you actually kill units here, as you can see, Asville, Pack 1, it's an airbase with the coordinates. You see this health 17%, which means this guy, amazing here, he was flying with the 109, we saw him earlier. He was flying over there and killed units over there. So if the server will now restart after 3 hours, like here you see the session elapsed time there is automatic server restart. There's automatic server restart after 3 hours. If the server restarts, this airfield will still be at 17% health. So basically, before the server crashes or before the server restarts, they made scripts to actually save the mission status and reload the mission with the pre-saved status. So that's the only way right now you can actually make a dynamic mission, which will, at the new iteration in the next 3 hours, will not be the same like, yeah, when it starts at the beginning. So, the goal of Blue Flag here, you have red and blue bases. You choose either. Oh yeah, here's the TeamSpeak password, by the way. You choose either the red side or the blue side. And the thing is, you want to make that map to your color. I'm flying for red because I'm a 109 fanboy. I'm flying for red, and I like to kill all the units on these airfields, these cities, or these naval bases, and conquer them with my ground troops to make all that map red again. And then once we're finished over here, we're flying over here to England and do the same there and drive the blues out. So for that, we usually have like 2 or 3 weeks time, and yeah, need to get organized to get it done. So it is not every session on Blue Flag is the same. So, for example, you make like 5 missions from this airfield, and then you log in the next day and you see, well, just some North Americans or some Russians in some other time zones took that overnight, so you can't take off here anymore. So the mission changes, and that is the dynamic thing in here. Yeah. It is not about like, yeah, fly and kill some targets. Who killed the targets first won the mission, mission restart, do the same again. You actually want to win the war. You want to win the war. So this is why Blue Flag is so very interesting. Very, very interesting. This online tool here is a very nice tool. Reset to default. Come on. I'm stupid. We go like this. All right. This is actually a really, really nice tool. If you have the IP, right now it is an IP. Sooner or later it will get a real name. Oh, somebody ran. Yeah, exactly. There's the TeamSpeak password. Sooner or later we'll get a real name, which is easier to remember. I have that in my favorites. Um, Before you want to fly, you don't have to start up DCS, join in the server, and see how many people are on the server. So you can actually just open your browser. You can do it on the mobile as well. You can open up the browser, see how long is this session running. If there's written like 2 hours 30 minutes, well, you see, okay, well, I'm not getting started up that fast. I'll probably get some food and come back again later. Yes. You see how many people are on there. Do I know them? On which TeamSpeak do they usually hang out? Are they generally using SimpleRadioStandalone, which we will cover a little bit later? You can actually really plan ahead. What do you want to do? And do I want to fly over to Northern England, or do I want to fly over to Southern England and attack that? So I don't probably fly there with a 109 and one single bomb. That's not enough to do actually harm. So I want to get organized, get 2, 3, 4 people online, which fly Focke-Wulfs in my case, with lots of air-to-ground munition where you can actually do some harm. So this is a really, really nice tool. There is a legend down there where you can read up what all that thing does. This wrench means like as well as repairing. Yeah, basically it is very, very self-explaining. So you have as well a stats page. Let's bring up the stats page real quick. Every guy who ever connected to Blue Flag gets his own. Here's the famous Hell Rain. You see all these IAF guys. Everybody here who connected to the server, or famous Phil style, gets his own stats page. You see 147 entries in the data bank right now, so it means 147 different people connected to this server and flew at least a sortie on it. I thought I'll take one out, exemplarisch, I don't know how to say in English. This is XCOM. XCOM is one of the builders of the mission. In combination with Siribob, they created this awesome artwork of DCS online mission. And I don't know, but I think he's in charge of the stats page as well, but I don't know that exactly. He will probably tell you if you ask him. You see here, XCOM, he has a total flight time of 6 hours, 32 minutes. His current kill streak is 3. His best kill streak was 20, which means like he killed 20 targets, air or ground targets, before he got shot. You see his flight informations. You can sort it. Well, if he's done more than 100 flights, it's a pretty long list. So we just go for 10 flights, and you sort for flight ID. Every flight you take has an own ID, and you say, see, Monday, 31st of July, 2017, at 23:40 GMT, he took off, or he landed from the Blue Coalition. He made 1 kill on that sortie, and he flew with a P-51. You can as well check all your kill informations. You see here, yeah, again, you can sort of the flight ID. If you want to see, you can see here 76733 is the same ID like this. On this flight here, he did this kill, and he was blue side at this time. He killed P-Goose in Focke-Wulf. He was red, so it was not a friendly fire, and he used guns for that. And on Monday, in another flight, he killed 2 times Major Tom. He was flying a 109, and he killed him with guns. So that is actually a pretty interesting stats thing here. Yeah, that is everything out of DCS. That has basically nothing to do with the DCS netcode. You can access that page whether or not you're logged into your DCS forums, or if you have DCS started or not. So that is totally uncoupled to DCS. But these dates, or this data is taken from DCS. So there's a lot of programming work done into that. Good. So much for that. That's the most important thing about this map tool here. Right now you can see Amazing and Knauf are on. Good. Now I want to cover, before I go back into the mission, I want to cover DCS Simple Radio Standalone is this awesome thing. And the dad of DCS SRS client is Siribob, which is actually the same guy who did all the scripts for Blueflag. He did an awesome job on that tool. I'll just show you the forum post. I will probably link these posts to, wait, where are we? Yeah, I will probably link this post in the description of the video once I uploaded it to YouTube. So here in the EagleDynamics forums, you can see it's under EagleDynamics, English, DCS World Topics, Mods and Apps, DCS Simple Radio Standalone. Simple Radio Standalone. It's a pretty long description. I'm not going over it. All I can say is it is fucking easy to use. It is perfectly accessible. You basically just hit the install button and it works. He has some good tutorials there and all that stuff. So I just want to show you that it is there. I will provide you the links for that. All right, now we go directly to that tool. Once you've downloaded it, you have here this window. Let me switch real quick. Let me stop the music. You will have this window once you open it. I'd recommend at the first go for like -50 just for trying out -50 microphone boost and about like 50 to 100 speaker boost. You have to make sure that if you hit the audio preview button that you hear yourself, because one, two, check, check. I think you hear me. I think you hear me twice, which is very good. Zero Bob told me that he has still a problem um, telling DCS or telling SRS which Realtek high definition audio input or which source to take. So that is, well, from my side of view, from my point of view, it is like a known bug with a very easy workaround. So if I hit the wrong one and I talk here on the preview, I see the slide is moving here, but yeah, I can't hear myself. So I stop it, I check the other one, I hit audio preview, I don't hear myself, damn it. I check the other one and voila, I hear myself. So everything good. If you want it to work, you need to hear yourself in the audio preview. Then you need to have the proper IP. If you use Simple Radio client, the server provider has to set up a Simple Radio server. Yeah, Simple Radio standalone server. Well, I'm just an end user. I don't set up servers. I don't know how that goes. I just need an IP. So I make a favorite here. I'll type in this here, copy, you make it in here, paste, and you name it like, way, this is for example Blueflag, and then you add it to the list. Don't forget it to add it to the list. Once you have it down here, you can save, favorite service saved, and then you're able to check this server here, or in my case, I'll stick with the Blueflag, it's the same IP, and then I'll hit connect. Yay, and I see, well, 3 people with me, 3 people are connected to the server. And if we go back to, if we go back to this one, you see, okay, Knauf is on the server, Amazing is on the server, and I am connected to the server. So probably these 2 guys are on Simple Radio as well. Sooner or later, there will be a sign, which will be this headphone sign, which will be shown after the name, where you can see if these guys are actually connected to Simple Radio. I'm not going completely over the settings. I'll just strafe it real quick. You have controls, you have several radios, which you can see on the radio overlay. So you can see radio 1, radio 2, radio 3, and if you want to talk on these 3, you probably need to set buttons for these 3. So you can choose any buttons. You have a lot of modifiers. You can do a lot of keystrokes in here. A lot, man. It's so much buttons. It's perfect. Favorites, we went over that. Settings, very nice. Auto connect prompt. Actually, if you have DCS SRS client open like this and you connect on the server which runs Simple Radio, which runs a Simple Radio server, you automatically get asked, do you want to connect to the Simple Radio server? And it automatically connects you to the right AP. Well, most of the time I start DCS SRS client before I actually start DCS, and I connect to the server before I actually connect to the multiplayer server, so I don't need it actually. But it's a fine thing to have. You want to make radio receive effects and radio transmit effects. You want to have it on. It's like this little microphone click. What I would really recommend is for the 3 radios, make 1 radio on both ears, one radio on the left ear and one radio on the right ear, so that you don't have to look at the overlay on which radio somebody is calling you. If you hear the transmission on both ears, you know he's talking over the first radio. If you hear it on the left, you know he's talking on that radio. And if you hear it on the right ear, you know he's talking on that. So if you encounter any radio overlay problems, you can just bring up that thing here and just hit the reset button and it's gone. Hide overlay taskbar item. I have it off. I don't use it, or there's no need for me to check that out. Auto refocus DCS, I would strongly recommend it to have it on, because if you use it in the top right lower corner, in the top right lower, in the lower right corner, to change some frequencies, I will show you later on, and you forget to move the mouse back into game, you forget to do that, you will have no input from your joystick or from your keys on your aircraft. And if you're wondering why your plane goes to the ground without doing anything of your inputs, well, it's probably because you forget to put the mouse back in. So actually, this one is pretty important. Auto refocus DCS. Allow more input device, enable radio voice effects. Radio voice effects, okay. Allow more input devices. It's not important for me because I just have my pedals and my HOTAS, and that was basically it. So I don't need that. I actually never checked what that help button does here, so I'm not starting with that right now. All right, now I want to show you how Simple Radio actually looks like when you go into the mission. So we started it, we connected to the right server. Now we're going into multiplayer, connect to DCS Israel, Blueflag World War II. We wait a shitload of time. Well, actually, it's not so long. Voila, you see that? Okay. So these are guard radios. I don't know exactly how that works and if I can actually talk to some other guys here. I think it has to do something with the server settings. If they allow to talk over certain guard frequencies while in the spectators, you can do that. If they don't allow it, you can press whatever button you want. You can press whatever button you want and nobody hears you. So my favorite plane is the 109, Knauf's plane as well. So you see I chose the slot. Now I hit the briefing, and once I'm in the plane, this thing changes. You see now you have an ARC 186. That's a radio which is actually not built in the 109. So you can't choose frequencies here with clicking in the cockpit. So you need to use these buttons to actually change frequencies. Usually we're on 124. So this is the FUK 16ZY Funkgerät 16ZY. And that is the built-in radio here from the 109, which is actually this one. As you can see, you have to choose it, you have to operate it from within the cockpit. This is the awesomeness of DCS SRS Simple Radio Standalone. So I have 0 megahertz because no radio works actually without electricity. So I could either check here, where is the FUK 16? That would be this one. All right, I press this one and now I can transmit on 40 AM. See? Okay, but we'll try. We don't want to waste the battery because the battery goes down low pretty fast here, and that's why we're calling the ground crew and let refocus DCS and let ourselves give some ground electricity power. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ground power is now on. Wonderful. Wonderful. We keep it big like that you can see it. Now we turn that on again and we try to mic check 40 AM. Try to contact Knauf on 40 AM. He will probably not receive it because usually we are actually talking on the triangular channel, which is 41. So up, try that again. Mic check 41.
Verstehe dich vernünftig.
Wonderful. Dankeschön. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Knauf. He's not on the TeamSpeak with me. Actually, I can show you again when I see where is. I have to check. I think I have to restart TeamSpeak to actually show you that I'm not on TeamSpeak. Eventually, he's hanging around with us here. Yeah, you see on our Spare-Time Pilots TeamSpeak, Knauf is in here, but I still can talk with Knauf over that. That is the awesomeness of SimpleRadioStandalone. So, hang out here, put that over here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was a quick thing why you should all use SimpleRadioStandalone when flying Blue Flag. It so fucking much adds to immersion. You can even, if you don't want to press these buttons here and you just want to use that radio, you can disable it. And you can press left control, left shift, and escape to actually bring up a overlay which you can place anywhere on the screen, like exactly here, where it's most useful, in front of the gun sight. And if you press this combination, left control, left shift, and escape again, you just get the numbers. Can't drag it around. It is just to see which frequency you're actually tuned in. With this little asterisk, you see which radio actually is active. If I want to transmit on 41 and the button, if I want to transmit on 124, you see that. And if I want to transmit on the third radio, you see that. I don't know if you can hear it, that transmission is coming on my right ear, this is coming on my left ear, and on both ears. Sorry Knauf, don't testen. Alright, because I don't like it over there, I put it down here. I, for my case, have this overlay usually on my second screen. If you just want to use it here, you can also check the opacity of it, which is really, really nice. So you can make it like this, it's barely there, or you can say DCS SRS is the most important part of DCS, so you fly like that. However you like it. It is awesome. So, you see? But I'm using it on my left side. So, I guess that is the most basic stuff you should know when you want to fly Blue Flag. And that's only the technical stuff you want to know before you actually start flying, organize yourself, and use the in-game features of the Blue Flag mission. There's a lot more to come than what I just said, but that is something I'll probably cover in another video. So, gentlemen, I hoped it helped. I'm very bad at doing tutorials. I am not very organized, and I was not prepared. I just thought, oh well, maybe I should do it. I got asked a lot, so maybe I should do a stream and cover everything which comes to my mind. And I did that. I hope you can take or can filter out the useful stuff for yourself. Until the next time, gentlemen, in the channel of non-excellence, goodbye.